I choose a lazy person to do a hard job. Because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Bill Gates. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good. Bill Gates. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Bill Gates. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Bill Gates. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Bill Gates. I really had a lot of dreams when I was a kid, and I think a great deal of that grew out of the fact that I had a chance to read a lot. Bill Gates. The lesson here is very simple. But it is striking how often it is overlooked. We are so caught in the myths of the best and the brightest and the self-made that we think outliers spring naturally from the earth. We look at the young Bill Gates and marvel that our world allowed that 13-year-old to become a fabulously successful entrepreneur. But that's the wrong lesson. Our world only allowed one 13-year-old unlimited access to a time-sharing terminal in 1968. If a million teenagers had been given the same opportunity, how many more Microsofts would we have today? Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers, The Story of Success. If you give people tools, and they use their natural abilities and their curiosity, they will develop things in ways that will surprise you very much beyond what you might have expected. Bill Gates. I agree with people like Richard Dawkins that mankind felt the need for creation myths. Before we really began to understand disease and the weather and things like that, we sought false explanations for them. Now science has filled in some of the realm, not all, that religion used to fill. Bill Gates. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Bill Gates. In terms of doing things, I take a fairly scientific approach to why things happen and how they happen. I don't know if there's a God or not. Bill Gates. The idea that Bill Gates has appeared like a knight in shining armor to lead all customers out of a mire of technological chaos neatly ignores the fact that it was he who, by peddling second-rate technology, led them into it in the first place. Douglas Adams. DNA is like a computer program but far, far more advanced than any software ever created. Bill Gates. The road ahead. 0 to 1 every moment in business happens only once. The next Bill Gates will not build an operating system. The next Larry Page or Sergey Brin won't make a search engine. And the next Mark Zuckerberg won't create a social network. If you are copying these guys, you aren't learning from them. Peter Thiel, 0 to 1, Notes on Startups, or How to Build the Future. Measuring programming progress by lines of code is like measuring aircraft building progress by weight. Bill Gates. Computers are great because when you're working with them you get immediate results that let you know if your program works. It's feedback you don't get from many other things. Bill Gates. Our success has really been based on partnerships from the very beginning. Bill Gates. The vision is really about empowering workers, giving them all the information about what's going on so they can do a lot more than they've done in the past. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, and his successor at Microsoft, Ray Ozzie, are famous for taking annual reading vacations. During the year they deliberately cultivate a stack of reading material, much of it unrelated to their day-to-day focus at Microsoft. And then they take off for a week or two and do a deep dive into the words they've stockpiled. By compressing their intake into a matter of days, they give new ideas additional opportunities to network among themselves, for the simple reason that it's easier to remember something that you read yesterday than it is to remember something you read 6 months ago. Stephen Johnson, Where Good Ideas Come From, The Natural History of Innovation.